Hello guys, 2006 BMW X3 2.5 liter engine, and the request is to install the oil pan heater on this car. So we have got the Canadian Polar pad. It's CP512, it's 250 watts, should be enough for this size of engine. I think what I was able to find, it should warm up 6 quarts of oil within 2 hours, and you can safely plug it for the night. It won't boil your oil or overheat the engine. So this was roughly, I think, 150 bucks. So we received the pad itself. We received the sandpaper and the silicone, together with a few zip ties and instruction. So in short, we cleaned the oil pan to bare metal with the sandpaper, degrease it, make sure that it's 100% clean. Then we plug this in for a few seconds just to get it warm. We stick it. We make sure that there is no air bubbles underneath, so we push any air out. If we need, we plug it in again just to get the adhesive a little bit loose. When it's 100% solid, attached to the oil pan, then we use the silicone to go around the perimeter and seal it around. It's super critical to make sure that it is glued all the way to the oil pan, because if this gets loose, it has a tendency to burn itself. So we need to make sure that it's sealed and glued solid. Then we route the wire. So also they recommend to have the direction of the wire coming either to the front or to the back, not to the side. Not 100% sure why, but I can assume that because when you have it this way and there is wind, air, especially on the highway, it will try to pull it off, while if it's this way, there won't be such a big resistance, or if it's going backwards. So we will make sure that it's pointing either front or back. And another thing, and I think it's somewhere in those tips, so if you're planning to put it through the grill, this might not fit in between the grill openings, so you might want to push this through and work your way from there. Other than that, let's get to it. So we'll start by removing this cover just to get to the oil pan, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Alright, so the oil pan is down. I have cleaned it from not the oil pan, the shield is down. I have cleaned the oil pan with the brake clean, and to my surprise, there was not much room for that pad to put on. So one way would be kind of to put it closer to here, but I don't want every time the oil change is done it to be soaked in oil, even though there is oil in this oil pan anyway. But anyway, so 250 watts is kind of hard to fit here on a 2.5 engine. I believe 3.0, what I was told it is slightly different, so there's more room. But so then I checked if I can put over here, but then it kind of was going this way, and there is this threshold, and that pad is not supposed to be bent. So the place over here, just where it's having the axle output, as you can see, I marked it. It seems like it's a good fit. It's almost the size. And the only thing that I don't like about this is that it's kind of offset, and probably somewhere from here it's kind of hollow underneath inside. Though this is aluminum, it transfer heats very well, and doesn't matter where you put it, it will hit the pan, and pan hits the oil. So not ideal spot, but for this pad size, that's where we will put it, and we will route the cord through the front. So now when I have marked this, I will send it to the bare metal to make sure it's clean, and we'll get it stuck there. Okay, so our oil pan is all cleaned, and we have had the pad. It's easy if you feed it from top, so it kind of drops instead of pushing the cable upwards to the top. And if you look from the top, here is our cable. You just go beside the AC, so all the rotating pulleys and belt is out of the way. So after that we will get this tight with the zip ties. But now we will plug this in for like 5 seconds, let it warm up, and then stick that pad. Alright, so we got that attached. So now what I would do, just basically go inch by inch and push it so to make sure that it's sealed, to get any air out if there is any trapped. It's still quite warm, and you don't want to plug it more than 5 seconds because it will make it so hot that you won't be able to work with it. So now when we know that it's nice and flat here, well stuck to the bottom, we'll use that silicone. We'll go around and seal it. The pad is installed, it's siliconed all the way around. I really like this silicone since this is aluminum color, so it doesn't look too bad when you apply a bunch of it. So make sure that you go all the way around, no gaps. It will just ensure that this stays where it's supposed to stay. So now we will zip tie the cord. So we've been provided with 3 zip ties. I'll probably use twice as many. So when you do this job, make sure that you have some extra zip ties. Alright, so as I said, I used at the end 7 zip ties. So one over here where we got all the excess cable tied up. Then we routed it here, over there, and then it followed the air compressor lines for AC. Not air compressor, but refrigerant compressor for AC. I will cut those off. I just left them for now so you can see where they are. So 1, 2, 3 over there, and a few at the bottom. So underneath we went directly up to the rack and pinion line, and it really works real nice because it kind of grabs that cable and pulls it up. Then one more over there, and then one more on the AC compressor line, the white one. When you tied up the cable, make sure that where it is attached to something, it's tight, so it's not rubbing against. And if you can, for example, you can see underneath the compressor there is that free cable, so it's not touching anything at all, so it is considered safe too. So last thing is to cut those zip ties that's sticking out, and put the oil pan back, oil pan shield back. Let that silicone sit for a few more hours to make sure that it's dry, and it should be good to go. Please subscribe to video, like and share if you like it, or dislike it and leave a comment. And as always, do it yourself. Thanks for watching.